most special Saturday in Berkeley. Morning rains have ended. A very crisp fall Saturday. And for these young men, for 21 California seniors, their final home game in Memorial Stadium, poised to be introduced with family and friends on hand, all of whom came to play and were recruited by one coach. They finish this season with a new coach, and the arrow pointing upwards for Cal football. And the Bears hope it continues that way today. They push towards 6 wins and a bowl game. They host Oregon State, our Pac-12 football game, presented by Valvoline. And as California starts and rebuilds its program with Justin Wilcox, the Beavers doing the same with interim with Coach Cory Hall. Cal has a broad-based sports program, 30 different sports still contested on the Berkeley campus. You can find football players in different places, Jill Savage.
Absolutely can. If you're familiar with the Pac-12, you probably already know about Devin Allen, the former Oregon football and track star who went professional in track. But did you know here at Cal, they also have a very good dual sport athlete in Ashton Davis. He's a safety and kick returner for the Bears. And last May in Eugene, he won the Pac-12 championship in the 110-meter hurdles. That is the same event that Devin Allen races. And after the race, Ashton joked, thanking Allen for going pro so that the rest of them had a chance. But it's a great story. Ashton Davis initially came to Cal for track. He didn't even talk to the football coaches. He ran his first season and then decided, why not try to walk onto the football team? He didn't have any scholarship of any kind until the start of football this season. And Justin Wilcox says he is just scratching the surface as an athlete, but now Davis is making his 4th start at safety this season. And it's not bad for a kid who spent all spring with track and then changed over from a cornerback to a safety at the start of the season, Ted.
And Jill, that's right, because Davis has played a lot more the last couple of weeks for Cal in their defense. By the way, Jill Savage is a multi-sport reporter. That's a little tease. Stay tuned with that today. All right, Cal's going to kick off. Gabe Schmenyenetz. That's the toughest name of the day. Got it right out of the way. And he just bangs one over the head of Artavis Pierce at the back of the end zone. So nice, clear day today. Great uniforms. The Beavers in their road whites with orange and black. Daryl Garrettson out. You see his totals after replacing Jake Luton, who, by the way, came back this week. And word is he wants to get back out there and play before the season's over. But right now it is Garrettson continuing.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to him earlier this week, and he understands, like the seniors at Cal, this thing is winding down for him. What a unique path for him. A transfer, ended up here. Things haven't gone as planned, but he's a starter now, and he's played his most efficient football over the last 2 games.
Well, this really is a day when Oregon State has the ball to watch line play, if that intrigues you at all. And right away, throwing one out to Tyner. So off play action, a big first down run. Thomas Tyner being used much more as a receiver for the Beavers this year, and he pushes that one out to the 46.
But bottom line today for Oregon State to win this ball game offensively, the ball has just got to continue to go to their playmakers, and they've really had 2 consistent playmakers all season long. Ryan Nall, obviously from day one, but Thomas Tyner most recently.
So big 21-yarder on the first play of the game. And here's Nall trying to pick his way to the right side. Bunches that run up. Gain of 3 for Nall as we get our difference makers presented by Wendy's.
And it's going to be Ryan Nall. I mean, he's going to get at least 20 carries in the ballgame. That's the game plan coming in. And on the other side, Jordan Kanashik. I mean, he's been an absolute beast his last few games. Last 5 games, over 50 tackles, Ted. Getting in the backfield, almost 5 tackles for loss, a couple sacks. He's all over the field, all over the film. He's going to have to do a nice job today against Ryan Nall in the box.
Eric Garrettson walking toward the line there to change a call. Tanguy shifting, tight end to the left. And Garrettson being chased by Tevin Paul, finally outside the pocket, launches one out of bounds.
Tevin Paul, he's going to get a more burn than he's used to coming off the edge today. Some injuries to this Cal defense. Tevin Paul, an exciting player, only a redshirt freshman at Austin, Texas. You're not going to see Cameron Good. He had an injury in practice. He won't be playing off the edge. So you're going to see a lot of Tevin Paul and Raymond Davidson, number 31, at the bottom of your screen.
Well, Nall's going out to the top. And Garrettson's going to run in the middle. Well, this is what Garrettson did to win the game last year in Corvallis. Garrettson ran for the winning touchdown in overtime. There he runs for a first down.
The creativity in the formations, the shifts and the motions has been incredibly impressive. I mean, look, there's so much area right there, Ted, right? The linebackers, they're going to spot drop, meaning they're going to drop to their zones. They're going to go after the tight end. Tanner Hernandez is playing the slot. Attention to Ryan Nall.
That's it.
Easy. And that's how Darrell Garrison won the game a year ago.
That's what happens. Why do you put Ryan Nall out there? Because you're hoping you're going to empty the defense out, right?
Exactly.
Open up that middle of the field. So first down for the Beavers. Good opening drive. Quick throw, second pass coming to Nall. He's there. And Nall catches a floating dirigible pass for a touchdown. The hang time a punter would be proud of, but it counts. It's 6 points for Oregon State.
That's a beautiful setup. I mean, the energy, the excitement, the creativity is the best. You see the receiver right now. It's going to be a post route, and here's Ryan Nall. He's going to take his time, and all of a sudden he's going to slide out to the boundary, act like he's blocking in pass protection. Nope. Gets lost, man coverage. They go with the wide receiver. Easy for Ryan Nall. Not as easy as a pass.
Now, Tuli Wiley-Matangi just atoned for a drop by throwing a ball that at least Nall waited for, but got there. And man, this is part of the vibe. It is a whole different aura around Beaver football. Yogi, what unique formations. There's your two tight ends, 81-82 spread wide here. And of course, this is a lateral throw.
Well, you think they're just
so
going to...
that could go forward.
You're exactly right. And I'll tell you, nice sales job, even on the front side from Jordan Villeman. And what's fun is when you're down, Ted, and you haven't had the season that's been ideal, you put a couple of these plays in practice just to have some fun. We saw it a week ago, the pass to Fred Lawina. You see it there to Ryan Nall. It lights everybody up. When you call that play in the huddle, everybody gets fired up. And what's most impressive, 8 plays, 8 different formations.
Yeah, it's a good call. That was your Buick scoring drive. And that's the first pass touchdown for Oregon State in the last 5 games. And it comes from a tight end. Well, Cal has played uphill a lot in recent games. They've done a better job. We talked about this. There's Laird busting out. So they want to make sure they don't have that problem too long today. And Patrick Laird, a good first down run.
Well, Patrick Laird is probably the most underrated running back in the entire Pac-12. Former walk-on.
I would eliminate probably.
Yeah,
I think he is.
Okay, there we go.
I think he is. What he's done this year, 16 yards on that. Play action boot. Bowers launches one.
To that point, number 28 needs to be involved in all their plays. He's their workhorse. He's a violent runner. And for Ross Bowers, he's going to be the perfect guy for him on checkdowns. You know, when Ross Bowers has checked the ball down, he's been extremely efficient. So much when you look at this number, Patrick Laird, he's been targeted 32 times in the season, Ted. He's got 30 receptions. I mean, that is a safety blanket if you're Ross Bowers.
Second down, Laird trying to pick his way left. And he gets 3. So it's going to leave Cal with a longer third. Our difference makers presented by Wendy's.
Well, on third down, as we're coming up, it's kind of I know. I mean, he is the target for Ross Bowers' favorite player in the slot. It's a big matchup advantage, I think, for the Cal Bears. On the other side, Jonathan Willis. He went off a week ago. He's excited. He's a Texas guy. The Astros just won the World Series. He couldn't be happier. And here he is trying to be the leader of this defense.
All right, Noah is in the slot to the top. Slot left. Bowers looking right. Now comes back to the left. And finds his man, Wharton, for the first down. Who's been the other big receiver. That's a nice job by Bowers because you watch his head. That was a progression read to come back to the left side.
We're going to see Noah open right there. Doesn't throw it to him because he senses the linebacker. You're going to see some double coverage on kind of I know when he's in the slot on third down. Great job by Bowers getting outside.
There's the quick option throw to Noah. That's going to be another first down with a late hit. Pulled the ball out of Laird's gut. And hit the quick slant. And it looks like a late tackle there by Oregon State.
I don't know if it's a late hit or they're going to.
Well, there's always that other
what?
issue. Yeah, Kyle White.
Personal foul, late hit with targeting. Defense number 27.
All right, so a most unfortunate call for Kyle White and for Oregon State as a team. They get so thin in the secondary to begin with, and now White is disqualified for the rest of this game.
Well, like it or not, the letter of the law, they saw it leading with the helmet. First thing that made contact was the helmet. If you thought it was forcible, gone.
Cal in a pistol formation on first down. Quick throw to Wharton, too high. And the crowd now sees that little stick, and they want a flag on that. Omar Hicks-Onu of Oregon State was racing in. He's zeroing in on the receiver. He doesn't see the ball.
And it's interesting watching what Oregon State has done, putting Hicks-Onu now at corner. He's a safety, probably at his best game, you could argue, in his young career a week ago against Stanford. See how he does outside on an island.
Laird, nice cutback. He will get in. Touchdown for California. So the Bears again spreading the formation and letting Patrick Laird find creases.
Watch the offensive line. There's great push to the right, and then backside, this whole lane opens up. Look at that, Patrick Laird. Easy for him. He pushes, stretches on the zone read, puts his right foot in the ground, and away he goes, finds an alley. Touchdown Bears.
Well, a good answer for California. There were a couple of penalties against Oregon State that helped, but they do answer that opening drive by the Beavers. Matt Anderson, hoping to become a Cal record holder today, adds the extra point. Patrick Laird, we're not going to have to be underrated. We're working on that. Well, a little rain in Northern California this morning, our first real rain of the fall season, but cleared up for the day. Hey, listen, it's 32 degrees and snowing in Pullman. Yogi, you could be there. I would test how great is ball.
It's going to be an interesting one.
Surf guy, you. Big game, of course, there. They're in the second half, Stanford and Washington State. Artavis Pierce with this kick for the Beavers. And a terrific run back. And now, sadly for Oregon State, it may be negated by a flag near the very end of that run back. And that's always so frustrating because that run pushed the ball out near the 45. Right on the first down, the field position that they had up, the return negated. Here is bottled up, and all is bottled up.
I think right now for Oregon State, it's early in the game and success on obviously their first drive, 8-play drive for a touchdown, 8 different formations. But at some point, you gotta take a shot. Because right now, if I'm Cal, I'm saying, okay, clearly they're giving it to Ryan Nall or Thomas Tyner or their tight ends. Let's make sure that we can fit this box and fit these runs. They did it on a trick play, but I think they're going to have to do it with Darryl Garrettson.
Reference first touchdown pass in 5 games. Garrettson in his time has thrown 1 touchdown pass. So hasn't been a big part of the Beaver offense. Garrettson gets away, avoids a sack, but an incompletion, and now the Beavers face a long third.
Yeah, in Oregon State, they've pretty much been quick game, meaning getting the ball out, a slant. We've seen that. Jordan Milliman, Isaiah Hodges, utilizing their tight ends, or they've been play action pass, deep shot. But the intermediate passing game haven't been great there, and that's where they need to find success on 3rd and 8 to 10.
And I'm surprised that they're in the middle of the pack. Yeah. That number you just saw, 3rd and long. Without a great pass game, you would expect they'd be near the bottom of the league. Does that tell you a lot about Ryan Nall?
There is attention to 34.
Cal bringing extra people that are picked up, and that enables the pass to be caught and stumbling out and not getting to the first down. Boy, that's frustration for Oregon State. That ball was caught, and certainly enough room for Andre Bodden to square up and run past the first down marker, but he lost his footing and he falls 2 yards short.
Beautiful job of picking up the pressure. Cal brings 2 linebackers right in the heart of it. Offensive line passes it off. Nall picks it up. Those are the conversions that allow you to keep drives alive as you're seeking your first Pac-12 win.
So Poremski will punt it away, and it's a low liner. He's not going to get it. That's going to go out of bounds. Wow, not a good kick at all.
Nice grab from Elo Aiden, though.
Yeah, exactly right. Fair catch. Cal trying to take advantage. It was not a very good punt by the Beavers. And the Bears right away on that throw to Wharton. Now they get the ball down near the Oregon State 35.
It's a great catch from Wharton, but the impressive job was the route. You know, Ted, he looked like he was running a go route, and he got Hicks Onu, who is a safety, playing corner, out of his back pedal quickly. And if they're going to eat up the cushion like that, and all of a sudden Hicks Onu is going to be 10, 12 yards off, I think they're going to go after him.
Look at that. Big gash for Laird. Well, talking to Cory Hall before the game on the field, that was the obvious concern he had, was the thin secondary, already losing Kyle White out of a targeting call. And the concern is, instead of being able to at least slow down Noah and Wharton, hasn't happened in the first quarter. And Laird got the outside. That's what Laird, why he has jumped up on people this year, is no one expected he could bounce runs and do damage outside the tackles.
And a huge help is his tackles, his tight ends, his fullback. Kyle Wells, number 87, Malik McMorris. They've been a big part of this run game, Ted, because they're just kind of displacing those edge players. And Laird is a violent runner, more violent than you think. And here's that same personnel again.
And here's a guy, he's played his way into this role. Patrick Laird spinning. Down near at first at the 6-yard line. Finally brought down there by David Morris.
Now, Patrick Laird, when he came here, he was a fullback. And he went through his workouts, the winter conditioning, and he was dominating all the skilled players. And the coach said, maybe we'll move him to tailback. Goes to tailback and has obviously become the star in the running element of this offense.
He was the 4th back last year, didn't play much. He was the 3rd back at the start of this year. Trey Watson was hurt in game 2, and Laird has jumped up and now is playing more than Vic and Winter, basically splitting the top. Although the split's become heavily weighted to Laird in recent weeks. There's Hungaloo with a good stop for the Beavers.
And it's interesting, keep an eye on the right side of this offensive line. You're seeing true freshman at right guard, Michael Sefel. Injury to Valentino Del Tasso, so put him on the sideline for an extended period of time. So it'll be interesting to watch physicality that side.
All right, the Bears need a bit over a yard here on 3rd down.
I'm going to Malik Morris in the flat.
Going to go to Laird up top, and he got in. Off the edge came Hughes Murray to clip him, but not until Laird reached that line to gain. And that's the other odd thing, is you saw that number. The Bears have been near the bottom of the conference all year in short 3rd downs.
This is a game for both offensive staffs. I think the challenge for coordinators is making sure that they can just stay committed to running the football. Stay committed to their game plan.
So 99 McMorris there. It's generally a guy, the ball's going to be somewhere near him. He threw a great block to help Laird clear out. Now this one gets punched down inside the 5 by Laird. So offensive coordinator Bo Baldwin. Head coach had a good one at Eastern Washington. Vernon Adams there. Had Cooper Kupp and Kendrick Bourne, wide receivers that are both NFL rookies this year. Offensive credentials, huge.
He finds the strengths of his team and makes sure that they continue to utilize them versus trying to utilize his offense and run the plays that he may want be designed. So what can my guys do? Let's do a lot of that.
He's going to run a route here, and Bowers didn't get it to him, and Bright Agwebu got in there. I think that was all designed to throw to McMorris, wasn't it, Yogi?
Yeah, and Ross Bowers, he had a moment right after the play-action pass. Ball's going to be out right now. It's easier said than done when Bright Agwebu, Manasi Hungaloo and company are right in front of your face, and that's exactly what happened to Ross Bowers.
Well, that is a huge play by Bright Agwebu, and he is able to sack, and this pushes Cal back to the 14-yard line on 3rd down.
So you're going to see a double cover on kind of I know. The safety and a corner right there.
There's Noah tight in the left slot. Throwing a fade to the corner. Great throw. Touchdown, Cal. Oh, that was beautifully done by Bowers to Vic Wharton. Well, they threw that same sort of pass in the 4th quarter in Boulder last week to the right side of the field. This one goes to the left, and he drops this right in.
Oh, it's an absolute dime shot from Ross Bowers, and they're picking on a first-time corner in Omar Hicks Onu. Vic Wharton playing his best football over the last 3 weeks.
That's just a nice throw for Bowers and a terrific save after the sack. 3rd and goal from the 14. And Cal gets a touchdown. So Cal was able to finish that drive despite the 2nd down sack. This kick coming out of the end zone. And another good run back, although Cal put a quick end to it. Pierce got to the 25, thought he was going to get more. And punches that out, gets almost 5 on 1st down.
And that's a challenge when you're a coordinator. 14-7, okay, you don't do much. Let's see if we can make a play, create a little momentum. But it's the discipline of going back to, okay, we know what works for us. Getting the ball to number 34, get us into 2nd and 5, see if we can utilize the quick game and then come back and convert on 3rd and short.
Comes in. Pierce gets the hand. It's going to be close to a 1st down. Although the Bears stopped him just about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards short. But one big thing that jumps out, you see Nall, you have Bryce Love, Philip Lindsay at Colorado, even Royce Freeman is finishing up a great career at Oregon. The one thing that's missing is the explosive plays for the Oregon State Beavers. That's what they don't have.
You got to find some chunk yarders, see if they can find some. Tie this thing up here as we kick off the 2nd. Cal 14-7. They've answered twice. What can the Beavs do? Be right back with the answer.
Jill Janikowski with a double thud.
The enthusiasm.
It had to be at least 47 yards, Jill. I'm going with that.
Hey, if you're going with that, I'm going with that. If that's what we're going to put on this broadcast, absolutely. We had so much fun yesterday with this Cal kicking team. It was amazing to go out there. And, hey, in 20 minutes, they could probably teach you how to kick a field goal if they could teach me.
Matt Anderson is a terrific story. And I'll get into that in just a second here. We have a 3rd down play for Oregon State. Cal showing a bunch near the line. And Garrettson, look at that evasiveness. Nice job, and Noel doesn't catch it. Quintessential example of being so anxious to run before he secured the ball. You don't expect that. Ryan Noel's been so good.
Beautiful job from Daryl Garrettson. Evades Jordan Kanashik. The rest of that Cal defense, eyes up, throws it to usually one of his more sure-handed targets. And last 2 plays, 2 drops. Punt the ball.
You could literally see there, Nall was running up the field. He's so anxious to see if he can find a way to get 10 yards. Look at that catch by Vic Wharton. Wow. That's, I'm not sure you recommend that if you're the special teams coach catching a punt like that. Wharton pulled it off.
Well, it's called confidence back there. He only had 7 returns on the year. That's number 8. Look at those hands.
All right, Pac-12 standings presented by KFC. USC and Arizona, of course, have the big one tonight. That's the game of Saturday in the Pac-12. Can Khalil Tate keep it going on that brightest stage of the Coliseum?
I think he does. To me, the question is the defense of Arizona. Can they keep it going? They're so young.
Right now, Patrick Laird is giving Oregon State a dose of its own. He's playing the role of Ryan Nall in the first half of this game.
Well, he's got great patience at the running back position. He's got the ability to explode, and when he sees a hole, this young man can make you pay. Nice job up front. We're talking about an offensive line that's been a little depleted. Patrick Laird does the rest, got a little shake at the end. Explosive play, Cal Bears.
So just give it to Laird and watch him go. Patrick Laird, we are early in the second quarter, is already over 100 yards on the ground.
Addison Ooms, the center. You'll see him making plays all game long. He's excited.
Now Laird gets smothered. That was Paisa Savea that was in first. The Oregon State defensive line has to find its bearing here because Laird has 116 on the ground in the first half.
Yeah, and some packs have gone off against Oregon State. Miles Gaskin went for 216. Ronald Jones a $184. Philip Lindsay over 200. They thought they righted the ship a week ago, and they got to get back.
Oop, that one didn't rank. Bowers threw one pass. Wharton ran a different route. Now third down.
Yeah, this is interesting. This could be 4-down territory. And explosive plays, turnover differential. That's how Cal really looks at their offense. +5 on the season, but they've really struggled the last couple of weeks, Ted. In their 2 previous games, 194 offensive snaps, 3 total explosive plays. So they wanted to try to create some this afternoon. They got 2 already today.
Extra rusher picked up, and then was not able to connect. That was frustrating. Cal picked up the rushers, and the approach looked to be there to Visa.
Well, this is a nice job right here. Okay, so they're going to bracket, meaning a guy inside and outside of Kanavainoa, meaning you're going to have outside man-to-man coverage, and that's why Ross Bauer said, okay, Kanavainoa is double covered, let me work outside. You got to complete it right now. The physicality of those corners, led by Cory Hall, are making sure they're slowing down Cal the last 2 snaps when they've gone to the outside of the perimeter.
Well, Matt Anderson here is going to try a field goal that would set a record. If he makes this, he'll be the all-time leading scorer. And he's going to hook that in. Matt Anderson just passing Doug Bryan to be the all-time leading scorer in Cal football history. We'll talk a little bit more about Matt Anderson. It's a story worth telling. 17-7 Cal.
Inside Memorial Stadium. Over here on the Oregon State sideline, we have former Beaver and former NFL defensive lineman Ezra Tuaolo.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, I did it. We were practicing that for a while. But Ezra, we'll get to Oregon State in a minute, but you're on The Voice right now. What is that like?
It's absolutely incredible to be 49 years old and to be on The Voice. I mean, it's just great. It's great.
You have a killer voice. You're on Team Blake. Tell me what it's like to go through week to week.
You know, just being on Team Blake is awesome. He's top 2 every single time. He's also an amazing coach because he kind of enhances what you have, not try to change what you have. But the grind has been absolutely amazing. Just the things that I'm learning behind the scenes with the show, the amazing singers that are on the show. It's been incredible.
What's it like when you come back over here and you're on the Oregon State sideline hanging out for the game?
You know, normally I don't miss football, to tell you the truth, but it's funny because when I'm down here on my, supporting my college, and I do kind of miss it a little bit. It's great to be on the field and support Oregon State.
Best of luck on The Voice. We'll all be cheering for you.
Thank you. Aloha. Thank you very much.
Ted?
All right, Jill, it's first down Oregon State at the Beaver 23. All right, so Oregon State does get it back. Tyner breaks a hit in the backfield, but James Looney slowed him up enough.
Right now the linebackers, Ted, whether it's Evan Weaver, Garen Brown, they're playing downhill for the run. If I'm Oregon State, I wouldn't be surprised to try to hit something in between the halves. Where there's Noah Togiai at the tight end position, your slot receiver. See Togiai at the top of your screen in the slot. Right there.
Right now, just look at this. Ryan Nall is in the game. He has 14 rushing yards. Patrick Laird has 115.
Whoa.
Trying to swing it to him, no. And the throw's a good one. All right, Coach Roth, draw this one for us. You hit it.
Well, I just think that, for this quarterback, Darryl Garrettson, the intermediate game, they haven't done a lot there. They run a little stick route. That's a 5-yard out route. Nice job by him. It's a really clean read. You don't have to make a full field throw outside of the boundary to one of your receivers. And I think it's an advantage right now for Oregon State in the slot. Remember, he had some injuries. Monte Downs not playing, done for the season at linebacker. So going over some linebackers that aren't as experienced in the intermediate passing game in terms of where to drop.
So throwing first down for the Beavers. And they get Nall going. There's his first one. And Nall knifes it outside. First down gain to the Cal 42. What has happened as we look at where Nall's runs by direction? BFF College breaking it down for us, showing you most attempts, most yards, success everywhere, but largely middle.
Yeah, and he does such a nice job of pressing the hole. That's the phrase in coaching. like he's going to the right, and then all of a sudden swerving back to his left, where he has most success behind Fred Lawina and company.
Ball again. So here, Yogi, let's go back to Coach Roth here. Tim DeRuyter, Cal's defensive coordinator, was talking about the things they were going to try to do today to make it muddy, is Tim's word, for Nall. And again, not a single person on the Cal coaching staff was here last year, so none of them lived through the nightmare in Corvallis. What have you seen so far? Are they doing something to make it muddy for them?
Well, they're bringing their linebackers up and trying to bring a variety of different blitzes. What I think will happen is you'll see different waves of this defense. So you'll see some games by this defensive line, meaning some guys will twist, some guys won't. Just try to mix things up. But what I like is they haven't tried too much, and they haven't given up an explosive play on the ground.
All gets inside. All right, so now Oregon State, best action since their first possession. Excuse me, that was Johnson on the carry. Tavares Johnson takes it down to the Cal 30.
See that offensive line. Blake Brandel, he's done a nice job quietly at the left tackle throughout the season. Struggled at times in pass pro, but he's their best offensive lineman.
That was Johnson's first carry. And a Beaver first down. Tyner now the running back, and Johnson. Tyner. And that was good swarm by Cal. Once again, Weaver in there. Evan Weaver, sophomore from Spokane in the backfield.
Yeah, this defensive line, they get it. They know what this game's all about. Again, we talked about games, different things they can do up front. They all slant to their right. That Rusty Becker slanting in allows Evan Weaver to play over the top and make a play.
Now the Beavers go to the two tight end set. And Ryan Nall alongside Garrettson. Oh, he had Nall and threw it behind him. And there Nall knew what was coming. Weaver was there for the stick.
It's going to be interesting to watch how this defense looks at Oregon State and Ryan Nall. You know, based on his alignment, sometimes you can tell what's happening. Clearly, Darryl Garrettson gets that it was an inaccurate pass there. But when he's behind Garrettson, a lot of times they're handing him the ball in the shotgun. When he's in front of him, he's getting into the route as he did on the previous snap.
So third down and 10. Tried to squeeze one in to Tungiai. Now had him doubled there. Darius Allensworth playing his last game in the stadium on the primary cover. Weaver there.
Yeah. And on those types of balls, you know you have a tiny window. Garrettson tried to force it in. His back's wide open on the flare to his left.
So now Oregon State pushed it, but gets stopped out just outside the 30. And Jordan Schuker is going to try 49 here. And Schuker drills it. Wow. Schuker, remember, he tried the long one on the last play of the game to try to tie Colorado. Came up short. He bangs that one home easily from 49. So a good 3 points for the Beavers. We continue on the How Great Is Ball tour. You follow us, you're going to follow good football action. 17-10 Cal and Ashton Davis. Jill told you about his track star, trying to show it here. And he showed his hurdling to us last week. Looking at it here, looked like it may have been a targeting call. Nice throw to Wharton, and a heel tackle saves what might have been a house call. David Morris saving it, but Vic Wharton having a good first half.
Well, it's an RPO. Really nice job of Ross Bowers playing on rhythm. Fake to his back. Whoop. Spot throw right past Manasi Hungalu's hands. And Omar Hicks Onu, first game playing corner due to injury. They're picking on him a little bit.
Throw out there to Jordan Vesey. Well, what Cal has done here is the dream. I mean, they've run so well with Laird in the first half. Now it's setting up this.
Yeah, it's opening up the pass game. It'll be interesting to see how do they utilize the slot and the passing attack, kind of I know. And still, there's a play for number 99, Malik McMorris. He is going to sneak his way down the chute, in between the hashes, because it's such a run tendency when he's in the ballgame.
Vic and Weary getting the call. That's right close to the first down stick. Weary, one of the Cal seniors from Missouri City, Texas. His family here is first time for his mom to see him play.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Talking about Marianne. He's been through a lot in his career, too. You know, none of these seniors, you said earlier, Ted, thought what would have happened in their career with the coaching changes, the way their program's going up and down. He's been all class.
Good. Fly up there. Jalen Moore led that charge. And that mark's going to likely be short. That's the big back and Weary hoping he's going to just get a push here for a first down. Look at Moore.
Yeah, Morris with a whiff, you know, which doesn't happen often. He drops his head. Doesn't keep his eyes on his target. Jalen Moore, talented player in the back end. You look at Jalen Moore, David Morris, first and second year players in the secondary. They have a big time bright future. They're big safeties. They're ball hawking guys. They're downhill tough in the run game. We need them right here in fourth and inches.
Well, look at how often Cal's gone. 21st time they go for it on fourth down, but they won't get it. Laird is stopped. That was Andre Hughes Murray that came flying in. And Laird tried to will his way through that tackle, got close, but Oregon State takes over.
Well, just when you think the Cal Bears might have a little control, OSU said, nope, not here. Andre Hughes Murray with a huge stop. They got the rock.
All right, so here's Oregon State. See if they get a little momentum going, taking over on downs. Corner blitz coming, he's picked up, and there's a big hit to Tangia. And there's a big play. Well, that's the explosive kind of play that the Oregon State offense doesn't have. It was Quentin Tarnable came flying in for Cal, and Garrettson beat him.
Oh, it's a beautiful job, Daryl Garrettson, understanding where pressure's coming from, hanging for a quick second. You see the pressure right here. It's going to open up a big area right now for Tangia. Garrettson feels it, waits, whew, easy pitch and catch. That's the run-pass option, RPO against pressure that wins every time.
25 yards on that pass, and the Beavers have it at the Cal 35. One timeout left, but enough time for the Beavers to navigate the field. And Ryan Nall, they're plugged up, only got a couple of years. All right, there's a little activity by the defense on the Oregon State sideline, Jill.
Yeah, Oregon State, you've seen the players running off the field, grabbing that WWE belt. It can be offense, defense, special teams. Cory Hall brought this out and said, hey, if you guys are out there playing tough, playing resilient, giving us what we need, you're going to get the belt on the sideline. It's something that they try and give out every single time the team comes back off the field, but you have to earn it, guys. They don't just give that out.
Andre Hughes Murray did.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly that. Jill, all right, second down. Garrettson outside, and that gobbled up short of the line to gain. That's Trevon Bradford, sophomore receiver on the catch. And now Oregon State's got that third down. And this is where Noll's not on the field. Interesting. Third down and 4.
I'd work my tight end again. Work the middle of this field right now. See your tight end right here. Nongatoya.
We're going to try to run Pierce, and Cal's there. Flag 2, and that may push Oregon State out of field goal range.
Holding. Offense number 63. The penalties decline. Fourth down.
All right, so the penalty, the holding call is turned down, and that the ball's the 31, so it's going to be fourth down there and 6. Looney beating, despite the hold by Gus Lavaca. So he's going to try the field goal. All right, so Schuker just hit a 49. Can he double down on it? Not a whole lot of wind. And Schuker drives this one. How about that? That's well done. Jordan Schuker, was it, 53, I think, was the one he tried at the end of the game in Corvallis against Colorado. That came up just short. Goes back-to-back 49s here.
Impressive job all around from Cory Hall in terms of management, knowing the length and the range of his kicker. You always checking in pregame. How's he feeling? What are we thinking? What do we like about the wind, etc. You take all those things into consideration. Winds the clock down. And he's got some leg on that, too.
Cal will have one timeout. Pick that ball up. Wow, he needs to get out of his end zone, which he did. And they'll get it out to almost the 15-yard line, and that will certainly make Justin Wilcox's decision for him. Cal hoping to get one big play here because they have a timeout. Now the play's extending. How about that adjustment? Is that a catch? Yes, it is by Wharton at the 43 of Oregon State. 9 seconds.
That's a catch to me, Ted.
All right, I'm not sure here what transpired. Cal snapped the ball. Was the play buzzed down from upstairs? We're not getting the proper communication here from the field. So apparently Cal spiked the ball. 6 seconds, which gives them second down, but they do have a timeout. So now Oregon State should be back playing the goal line, shouldn't they?
Yeah, I would run some sort of deep dig. Get down. Timeout.
And Duncan, and let's see, did Cal get a timeout? They did with 1 second. And they're going to give Matt Anderson a shot.
Timeout. California, their third and final of the half.
So Matt Anderson, 49. We saw him kick his career best 2 weeks ago here against Arizona. Over 50. This would be an absolute steal of 3 points if Anderson can kick it. And he does. That's amazing. Writing his thesis right now, Matt Anderson, his positional paper. What's the purpose of modern institutions? Is it to get a better job? Addresses the one and done phenomenon in college athletics. And in his spare time, he kicks 49-yard field goals.
You can't draw up a 2-minute drill any better. Find a better one in college football season long. Wow.
How about that? Cal steals 3. Let's go down to Jill.
All right, second time this season you've gone into halftime with the lead. Patrick Laird already 100 yards. What have you seen from your offense?
I think, you know, when we do what we can do and manage the things we can control, that we're moving the ball really well. We just can't shoot ourselves in the foot.
Oregon State, a lot of different formations. We've seen the trick plays already. What are you asking of your defense?
We got to have really good eye control and manage all the formations, shifts, and motions, and don't give them the big plays, and we'll be all right.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Ted?
I mean, they were backed up their 15-yard line. There's no way they should have scored there. Patrick Laird ran for 115 in the first half, and Vic Wharton had 6 catches for 93 yards. So it's Cal by 7. And the State Farm halftime reports coming up. All right, there's some numbers. Cal had 2 big players. Patrick Laird ran it. Vic Wharton caught it.
Yeah, I mean, I think right now neither one of these teams have a turnover. And I think that's going to be a big story in the second half. Who can play? It wasn't necessarily the most clean first half. We saw some penalties, you know, drive stalls. To me, I'm going to be looking at both these quarterbacks. Ross Bowers, who gets it first, Daryl Garrettson. Can they convert when they need to? Because there's been some opportunities for both of these teams down the field.
So the Beavers kick off. Shuker, who had 2 49-yard field goals in the second quarter. This one into the field of play for Ashton Davis. And the Beavers pin him in and stop him just short of the 20-yard line. And that's out to the 25-yard line of the first down run play by Laird.
Okay, so for Cal, I honestly think keep pounding the rock. You know, keep running the football. Cory Hall talked about his team wanting to do it. I think same deal. Patrick Laird averaging almost 8 yards per carry in the first half.
Oregon State raced up there to the line, anticipating that, and Laird still got through and runs it out to the 37. This is what Cal did to start the game. They established this.
Well, watch number 99, Malik McMorris, right there, that kick-out block, and it's the patience from Patrick Laird going to his right, allowing that hole to open up, and it's a gap.
Once they established this in the first half, Yogi, then Bowers was able to throw it with success in the second quarter.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Ross Bowers now, because of the first and second down success running the football, which is exactly what Patrick Laird has done all season long, first, second down, Teddy's average almost 6 yards per carry. On first, second down, I'd be working the slot receiver kind of Noah now when he's not being double covered.
Noah's in the right slot, swing to Laird out of the backfield. Patrick Laird will get a first down carry. So you look at Patrick Laird and you think this is a guy coming out of San Luis Obispo who thought he was going to go play college football at Brown in the Ivy League. His brother played at Cornell, so he's familiar with the Ivies. He went there, he liked Brown, everything that comprises that college, and decided to come here as a walk-on. You told the first half fullback originally. Jordan Vesey looked like he made that catch, tried to get, or he did make the catch, tried to get a foot down, but didn't.
Just finishing up Patrick Laird, what was impressive is you see the pass attempt and just not in bounds enough. And the rule, obviously, you see the toe first. Heel toe means no. That was toe heel, didn't get it in.
Yeah. Bowers to Wharton, 7th catch, and look at the spin. Wharton. And a late hit, so there'll be a tack on, and this is going to push Cal down inside the 20. 7th catch for Wharton on 9 targets.
Yeah. Big Wharton, watch, change of direction.
After the play, personal foul, late hit, defense number 33, a 15-yard penalty, first down.
Really impressive job catching the ball, instantly changing directions. Hicks Onu struggles playing the corner today, hasn't played a lot there. And then, of course, the late hit, they're going to call that every single time. That's Jalen Moore.
So Cal, with the combination, good pass play plus 15-yard tack on. Now they're inside the 20. Boom, this time Bowers taken right down. So Key Wetzel, second big play you've called here in this third quarter for Wetzel, playing in the Bright Agwebu's spot.
And I'll tell you what, if I'm Cal, because you're seeing some new faces at the linebacker position, I would either be throwing right down the middle of those guys or working Patrick Laird in the run game, forcing them to make tackles. Jonathan Willis just went out, mentioned Bright Agwebu.
Laird to the corner, no. Going to get strung all the way out and finally pushed out of bounds. Brandon Arnold in the Beavers secondary. Gain of 1.
Good to see Jonathan Willis back in there as well. His defense so thin, Ted.
Now this is that moment again. Here's a play. Now Oregon State's clearly banged up on D. They're short on D, but if they can hold right here and force a field goal, they're still in this game midway through the third. And Bowers to Laird. And nope, didn't get away. Wetzel, good job on the perimeter, makes the tackle, and that will force a Cal field goal.
You'll see Conavino in the slot. Again, it's bracket coverage, somebody inside, somebody outside, trying to just keep an eye on him. There was a moment there for Ross Bowers. He could have ripped it in there. And again, sometimes you're a quarterback and pre-snap, you think, all right, I'm going to see the same look I've seen all game long. It's a little different. Your eyes go off of it, and he went right to the check down immediately.
All right, so here is our thesis student, Matt Anderson, to try to kick his third of the day. And the all-time leading scorer, Cal football history, adds to the lead. But that's a good stop for the Beavers. 10-point game in the third. All right, my friend Yogi Roth just reminded me, fall back tonight, everybody. Get our extra hour of sleep tonight. Cal's up 10. But the funny thing is Oregon State, you're in the Cal side. If you're a Cal fan, you're probably feeling pretty comfortable. But the Beavers have not been knocked out of this game. They're right there. Garrett's a nice step away and then launches one. So Garrettson, the sights on him. He stepped away from the sack.
Incredible job up front. Tony McCary, not even touched. Just one subtle move, finds his way into the backfield. And right now, 2nd and long, I want to just get half. But they're going to have to, again, I go back to the tight end, Nungatoya. Noah Tongiai, to me, can work in between the hashes here against the backwards account.
Pierce trying to get outside. He can't. Flag down. But to me, the challenge here, Yogi's very apparent for Oregon State. Cal has taken away its strength. And if they force you, I mean, if you force Oregon State to have to throw.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 11, a 15-yard penalty with an automatic first down.
All right, so face mask there on Hamilton on Hawaii, which will give Oregon State a first down. But go back to the point. You know, it's the old story. Make somebody beat, and I hate saying this because I'm one, left-handed, play left-handed, but that's what they're forcing Oregon State to throw the ball.
Yeah, and there's two elements of that. Obviously, the pass protection. You got to be accurate from Dale Garrettson. You got to make the play. You know, you got to drop already in this ball game from Bradford. You have to make some tough catches against contested man-to-man coverage for Oregon State to move the rock.
And there's the Cal defense getting to Garrettson. And Ray Davison's been a big player for Cal this year.
And that's the game. And sorry, Ted, that's exactly the games that we were talking about earlier. You see Ray Davison, you see James Looney. They bring a little pressure. They bring some from depth. Just can't protect it for Oregon State. Want to try to throw the football.
Gus Lavaca had not given up a sack this year. Just gave one up there. So even tried to hold Davison at the very last just to save it. Couldn't. He had come in. Lavaca had come in this week and not allowed a sack this year. What a great wide 9 stance that was, and Garrettson trying to strike up the field. It does. Wow, that's best throw for Oregon State in a while. And he finds the guy that he likes going to, sophomore Trevon Bradford. There is a flag down back. Let's see.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 96. A 15-yard penalty will be added into the play, an automatic first down.
Well, Oregon State has a great chance to make this a real game here. And there's that late hit, same one that was called on the Beavers in the first half. Late hit on the quarterback, and so now Oregon State's at the Cal 13.
An impressive job of just staying in the pocket.
Downfield, wow.
Exactly. Haven't seen much of that all season long. Last in the Pac-12 in explosive plays, only 23 coming into the game.
Oregon State had 23 coming into the game. Bryce Love alone had 22 starting play today. The 4 of them today, as you just saw, this one's a huge one. This flips the field. Now the Beavers have to be a red zone team. They get it to Tongiai. They'll be down to the 5. Tartable on the Cal tackle.
Execution down here in the red zone is going to be at a premium. See Thomas Tyner enter the game. When he's in the game with Ryan Nall, that's what gives defensive coordinators issues, specifically down here inside the 10-yard line. You can't miss on a gap. Keep an eye on number 4. There's Thomas Tyner.
2 tight ends right. Timmy Hernandez is up to the top. They give it to Tyner on the fly sweep, and he's in for the Oregon State touchdown. Well, the Beavers dial up their biggest play of the day, a 33-yard pass to Bradford, and that sets up a touchdown, and the Beavers say game is on.
We're in a similar play in terms of an end around a week ago against Stanford. What I love about this young man, one of the most dynamic athletes in the country, puts his right foot on the ground, spin Tartable all around, touchdown.
Extra point kicked through by Shuker. 2:09 in the third. And yeah, Oregon State is hung in there, and they are very much in it. 3-point game in Berkeley. Here's Ashton Davis. Ooh, hole there. Actually, not a little hole, a big hole there, and he's out across the 25.
The teams are who they are when they put themselves on tape. Ohio State didn't have a meaningful win. They only really played one impressive quarter of football against quality competition all season long. So I get they're a blue blood in college football. But if it wasn't for their, I think, 19-point comeback in the fourth quarter against Penn State, and their defensive front's as good as anybody's, but they got work today. I think you got to talk about that conference as a whole.
That was where I was going. 2nd down and 7 now after Laird got 3 for Cal. Laird helps pick it up. There's a pass to Singleton, and that'll be a Cal 1st down. So Laird stayed in the block there, and Bowers delivers to Brandon Singleton. Just out of fairness sake, also mentioned today, Clemson and Notre Dame both are in the top 4, and they both won high-scoring games.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to be interesting now. I mean, the drama's up.
All right, 1st down for Cal. Bowers. That's a good job by Noah and by Bowers. And I'd say one thing for Bowers today is since I've been on the Follow Cal tour here, this is the most accuracy I've seen from Ross Bowers in a game.
Yeah, and
puts that right where Noah can run with him.
Perfect. You want to put it right near that front number. Noah, one of the more sure-handed guys in the Pac-12. But he's been really efficient. He hasn't made a lot of poor decisions throughout the afternoon.
He's 21 out of 27 today. And it's worked. It's been two-headed. It's been Laird's running, setting up Cal's passing. And Laird goes over 150.
And I think Laird took a little page from Ashton Davis in the hurdles right there. Watch him. That left leg go right up. See ya. Hicks Onu. He's sneaky athletic.
And Bowers going for the end zone. Has VC. Touchdown. Well, that is a huge answer for Cal. Striking with big plays and the touchdown to senior Jordan Vesey.
Well, you saw him a week ago, 7 grabs against Colorado last week. He's continually made improvements, not only catching the football, but route running, a double move there. A nice job by him. Ross Bowers recognizes it. Beautiful ball, touchdown.
Ross Bowers, 2 touchdown throws have both been very nice today. Jordan Vesey going way back early in the year here for a game, and the coaches been very consistent about one thing. They said Jordan Vesey, because he's a big-bodied guy, they said needs to make contested catches. I've heard that once, I've heard that 20 times. And yesterday when we met the Cal coaches, you know what they said? He's making contested catches. And as a result, getting a lot more time here. Garrettson throws one, Hodgins with a catch, and they both talked about how much they love Cal and how excited they're going to be to see where this program is going to go the next couple of years with the new crew here. But I thought it was very cool to hear that from 2 guys from other parts of the country.
Yeah, it's a great point. And you just saw a shot of Elijah Hicks, true freshman, came here for Cal, just like the 21 seniors did. Yeah. Here we go to 4, Ted. 10-point ball game. Who can finish this thing off well?
Matt Anderson, as we referenced earlier, is getting a graduate degree here. He's in the process of writing a thesis addressing the role of institutions in college athletics today and addressing, is it supposed to be the role of colleges, no matter what your chosen profession, to provide you something to get a job, thus addressing the one and done issue that's very much in the forefront, has been in college basketball. But anyways, fascinating because he's attacking the most pertinent contemporary issues.
Luke Rebenzer playing safety right now, number 8. He told it to us yesterday after practice. He's trying to finish this one off in their final game at home.
So 3rd down for Oregon State. 3rd and 4. Beavers 4 out of 10 today. That's out of bounds. So what was a 1st down gets taken out. That was long 3rd, and Oregon State will now be forced to punt. Tanguy still complaining.
Well, he's frustrated because when you're on those crossing routes, a lot of times pick plays get called, right?
Yes.
And it wasn't that because he didn't touch the defender who was covering Bradford. He hit the guy who was covering him. And I think that's where he was kind of curious if it was just contact that sometimes happens on those crossing routes naturally. But I do think for Oregon State, they would really get back in this thing because it's obviously when within striking distance, Darryl Garrett's going to have to complete 2 big-time throws in the remainder of this ballgame.
So Oregon State punts it away and a fair catch taken. Beavers actually changed punters there. That was Alex Bland that hit that punt. Look at that. Team Feldman at work. Well, yeah, all the phrases we thought we'd say about Ryan Nall, and today it's really applied to Patrick Laird, who's run for 167. And a touchdown, has also caught 5, although short yardage on the receptions. So Cal with the ball and a 10-point lead. And what has happened here has been fascinating for Cal football, because last year they really had a 3 running back rotation. They started this year thinking it would be the same. Patrick Laird's turned it into a one-man show.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, every time he scores, he allows himself to read another book. I hope he gives a copy of that book to Malik McMorris, because Malik McMorris quietly is an offensive MVP in this game.
And Laird runs it for a first down to the Oregon State 40.
I mean, just watch Malik McMorris. He's such a technician. You know, not the biggest of guys. You see him just put his hands inside right there. That allows Patrick Laird to have great vision of trust. Okay, I can always find big number 99's backside and just run right behind it.
McMorris pulling and going out of the pattern. And the throw instead goes to Noah, who's going to be down near the 20. Now this is Cal football, and you have to think it starts with the Laird running, but this is Cal football, is offense operating at peak efficiency.
Yeah, it's as efficient as Bo Baldwin can possibly think about right now, and I really think you look at all the things.
I have to tell you, this is just personal, but there's something rewarding in an era where the game has spread and you're seeing smaller players trying to be open in space, to see a 285-pounder in McMorris, who's athletic, who can run routes, can run the ball, can block so well, can be this, you know, the cliche term we use, Swiss Army knife.
It's a great
for
point.
football. That's what he is.
Well, you look at him, you look at Patrick Laird. The one thing they have in common, both of them are walk-ons. You know, both of them came here for the academic reason. Similar personalities even to Justin Wilcox. Extremely humble backgrounds, beginnings, want to be part of a culture. That's why they're here.
Laird had a big hole in the middle. Like Oregon State did seal it there near the end, but he's still to the 10-yard line. And Asi Hungalu is in on the play. So it's going to be first down, not goal. First and 10 at the 11. So Patrick Laird is doing to Oregon State what Ryan Nall has done to so many opponents. He is controlling the game on the ground. 27 for 186 and carry 28. Takes it inside the 10, and this is what Philip Lindsay did to Cal last week in Boulder. And in the fourth quarter, when you thought, man, he's had enough. No, he's still running strong.
These two teams have struggled stopping the run. Oregon State had the most recent success holding Stanford to 81 yards on the ground. But today, the O-line, which is a mixed bag for Cal, has had success.
And now in Weary. Well, there's a nice moment. Senior touchdown.
When in doubt, follow 99. Look at that big man right in the middle of your screen. Vic and Wary gets a tug. His mom, Marianne's on here for the first time watching her son play. And the Cal Bears, how many times have we said this, are a running offense and dominating at the line of scrimmage thus far.
And how good is that by Justin Wilcox to put Vic and Weary in that situation to hopefully get him, and he does get him a touchdown on his senior day. And Malik McMorris Pulling power. That's the definition of power. All right, late afternoon, settling in over the bay. Cal reestablishing command, they hope. 17 up, Vic and Wary from Missouri City, Texas. Family was impacted by the hurricane. His house was impacted, but nothing that could not be repaired, which was great news. Something that so many great football players from the Houston area. It was a big story all during the early part of this season. And the return by Artavis Pierce for Oregon State to the 15. So on third down, Cal's going to bring 5. That pushes Garrettson out. He's going to get the first down. Good escape. Cal brought an extra man, and Garrettson found that little route to get out, and huge expanse on the right side.
So play quarterback here, and you can see Alex Funch is right. He drops into a zone exactly where Garrettson wants to throw. Says, okay, nothing's there. Let me tuck it and run it. But point being, Cal's doing a nice job in their defensive front of changing things up. We talked about it from the top. The games that they would play on that D-line to try to slow down Ryan Nall. They're continuing those, and even getting a little more elaborate here in the fourth quarter, stopping the passing game.
Garrettson looking for a big shot, and he's got Hernandez. Nice catch, Timmy Hernandez. Another good pass play. That's on both ends. Well done. Garrettson to Hernandez to the Cal 35.
So it's a beautiful route. He runs a post corner, gets up on the heels and feet of Luke Rebenzer, breaks on the corner route. Might be the best pass we've seen Daryl Garrettson throw all year. Timing route, patient, ripped it.
He's had 2 of those in the second half. 2 real strong throws. And again, those explosive plays that have been missing. That was 34 yards.
I would keep attacking the middle of the field and these safeties.
Tyner going to do it with his legs. He'll get to the 30. It feels to me like Luke Rebenzer has been playing pretty much full time as a safety today for the Bears. There was a position that that one hurt Cal last week from the standpoint they gave him too many explosive, especially pass plays.
Former quarterback, record-setting quarterback, won multiple state titles in high school outside of the Scottsdale community. Good to see him back healthy.
So Nall alongside Garrettson. Cal bringing extra men. Middle throw to Nall. It feels, Yogi, like Garrettson and the Beavers are doing a much better job of attacking the extra rushers.
Yeah, you want to throw where pressure's coming. Pressure comes right into the face of Ryan Nall. You throw it right there because defenders have to replace that area. If you can beat it with the timing of your throw, it's advantage offense. Well-designed plan again, attacking the middle of the field. I think that's an advantage for Oregon State.
So those are the rush totals. You see the dramatic difference. Nall does get 17 on that pass. He's caught 5 passes now. That's actually been more productive. And that's, that looked like the good slam for a touchdown, but Bradford didn't haul it in at the 2.
Raymond Davison, I think he gets a little hand on it. Disrupts the trajectory of the ball. Love the play call, the RPO, run pass option.
And look, I was talking to Oregon State coaches before the game about that very play, and you lived it. We were talking about some guys who've played here in the past, and that's the test right there to catch that ball. Because Bradford knew it was going to happen. And Garrettson tries to keep it, and Jordan Kanashik all over that for Cal. He'll be back next year, but boy, has he had a terrific run here a couple of weeks. Kanashik, last 2 weeks, 30 tackles total for the Bears.
You know, he's got such great focus to him, too. You know, he's an absolute film junkie. Said he admires Luke Kuechly, watches every one of his snaps.
That's the guy to watch.
Yeah, I would agree.
The best doing it right now in the middle of a 4-3 defense. All right, here's third down for Oregon State. Field goal's not going to mean much for them. And Garrettson has time, but nowhere to really go. Timmy Hernandez covered pretty well, and that'll bring up fourth down. Now, It's tough for Cory Hall because you need 10, but it's hard to see a field goal helping very much. Yeah, that's where he's going.
Yeah, and I understand the argument right there from Timmy Hernandez going up against Cameron Bynum.
All right, Schuker trying to kick his third of the day, both from 49 in the first half. And Schuker puts through his third, so nice kicking today both ways. Young guy for Oregon State, fifth-year veteran for Cal, 2 touchdowns the gap. All right, Jill Janikowski has more on that. Jill?
It was so interesting talking to Patrick Laird yesterday. He was talking to us about Justin Wilcox, how competitive he is. He loves the competitive nature. But he talked to us about the organizational behavior. He said he's in all of his business classes listening to this. CEOs, their psychological behaviors. He said, what I was learning in class was actually playing out in front of me in practice, in the way that Wilcox has organized all of his practices and the structure now around this Cal program. He said it's building habits in organizations and how it'll lead to other things over time. He said it was as simple as bringing a water bottle in with you to spring practice. It had to have water in it every time, or you had to do some drills. Justin Wilcox trying to build from the small things all the way up, Yogi.
Well, you see Laird's run totals. He's also, that was his 6th pass catch today. Doesn't have a ton of yards on it again, but enough to be effective. And anybody, you played the game for long enough, Yogi, and coached it, you know that everybody zeroes in on those rushing yards, but actually the significant number you just saw was the attempts. That was his 31st. If you can hand the ball off to a guy 31 times in a game, you're going to win.
Yeah.
Another carry for Laird, spins it out to the 34. I don't know where that stands. We'll find out certainly if Isaiah Oliver's going to play. Didn't play last week for Colorado. That's significant.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the great part for Oregon State in this number is that Manase Hungalu has stayed on the field at a part of the year where attrition really takes over in football. Well, there's a big-time run, and that's going to put Patrick Laird over 200.
I'll tell you what, Ted, Khalil Tate better go off tonight, because if not, I think Patrick Laird, he's at least got my vote for Offensive Player of the Week in the Pac-12 Conference this week. He's done everything.
Yeah.
He's been patient. It's explosive runs. Look at his eyes right there. Understanding where his blocks are, when to cut back. Not even touched. Sneaky fast.
Well, as we highlighted at the beginning today, he'll be back next year. So will Bowers, Noah, and Wharton, the receivers, and they've got some weapons coming back on offense here next year. So now Vic Enweri gets in the game, and he's wrapped up by David Morris after a short game. But Patrick Laird, 214 yards on the ground. That puts him at just shy of 800 rush yards for the year.
Probably the most atypical Cal game under Justin Wilcox all season long. They come back, respond in a nice fashion, led by the running back.
Now Vic Enweri takes it down for a Cal first down. And of course, what made last week atypical was the defensive shortcomings, and that was the characteristic of the last 4 years here. There was fabulous offense, but not a whole lot of defense, and that's what I think has excited Cal fans this year, in my view, is that Justin Wilcox has brought balance into the picture. Better defense.
Well, his repertoire and his reputation, even when he came here as a linebacker coach years ago, and then went on the defensive coordinator path, Boise State, Tennessee, Washington, SC, Wisconsin, then here in his first head coaching opportunity. Really, in one spring, changed how this team attacks defensive football and the focus that's on it.
The guy finishing up his first season, hoping that he gets his program to a bowl game. On the other side, Cory Hall, get a timeout, as you see he's responding there to some cat calls from the Cal side. But Cory Hall, to me, and I actually went up to him during the warm-ups today, talked to him for about 10 minutes. And he was very adamant. And I love to say, I want my guys to have fun. I said, look, this is a business trip, he kept saying to me, and it's serious. But if you're not having fun doing this, then why are we doing it? And the other thing he said is, I've told my guys, because he was talking about how thin his secondary was coming into today, because adversity, man, he said, that's okay. He said, if there's a day without adversity, I don't want to be a part of that day. That's exactly what he said. I love that.
Well, you're right. I mean, everything is a choice in how you're going to attack the day. And I love even about his path. He decided to leave the NFL. He was playing and said, you know, I'm going to choose to start my coaching career, go be a GA at Washington State. Clearly not making the same salary he could have made as a player in the National Football League. And he's passionate about the profession. It wasn't a guy who wasn't that great of a player and said, I want to get into the coaching profession because I still wanted the experience of the game. He wants to give back to the student athletes at Oregon State or wherever he's the coach at, and he's done that at all of his stops. And it'll be interesting to watch how this shakes out. Oregon State, obviously there's a job opportunity there for somebody. I think it's going to be an attractive job. But Cory Hall, I think he's a candidate. I think he's easily worthy of an interview. His interview has been the last couple of games because he's gotten this team to play with an edge and some energy. Yeah, exactly. Almost 3,000
One of his own players started the online petition this week, and of course Cory Hall did, and he was adamant, look, it's not about me, but it's about these guys. And clearly what we saw, and it's no disrespect meant to Gary Anderson at all, but it's clearly what we've seen is the Oregon State players wanted something to cling on to, some hope, and they've gotten that. For Cal, you see how good this day was. First game without a punt in 13 years, but against Justin Wilcox and his program, their 5th win.
One step closer to a bowl. Patrick Laird, a huge reason why, but an extremely efficient game. Not a lot of unforced errors from Cal, and that's kind of been their recipe for victory throughout this season. They fought, scratched, they've clawed. They got the big game coming up after a bye. Then UCLA, and then get one in their final 2. Justin Wilcox, Patrick Laird, Ross Bowers, and company will go bowl.
2:14 on the ground for Patrick Laird today. All right, we're glad you were with us in Berkeley. You saw Patrick Laird run for 2:14. You saw Jill Savage kick a field goal. What more do you want from Pac-12 football in the daylight? It's perfect. Cal with the win. For Yogi and Jill, I'm Ted. Thanks to our team. And now to San Francisco for a Pac-12 football game break. And Ashley Adamson.